You're listening to the Jaybird Watching Podcast, the official podcast of jaysjournal.com and fansite.com. We are the official ballroom chat for everything Toronto Blue Jays baseball, from game highlights to rumors and all the stuff in between. Here's your host, Craig Borden, with co-host Jason Lyons and Liz McGuire. Now let's talk some Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Well, good afternoon, Toronto Blue Jays fans. As the lead-in said, our host, Craig Borden, is nowhere to be found.
We didn't kill him.
We didn't kill him. He is in Anaheim, California at a nerdathon, some sort of robotics fight thing or something cool like that. I don't know what it is. I imagine it's awesome. But welcome to the Liz and Jason show for today. Jaybird Watching. You know, as you guys know, we are the official barroom chat for all things Blue Jays, baseball, and good times. So as Craig would do, Liz, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm really good. Really good. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. It's my vibe. Toronto is snowy and cold, but spring training is like pitchers and catchers report in like a week. I am so pumped. I'm so delighted. I can see spring somehow.
It's crazy here. It's 14 degrees and sunny here today, and it couldn't feel more like spring. Like, you can smell that people have been cutting their grass after a winter of not touching it. And like, kids are out in their flip-flops and their shorts, just like ding-dongs out there. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's a lot of fun. And please forgive Liz and I if we make any mistakes doing this, because Craig is the mastermind pulling all the strings as we just talk. So now we got to trying to do the whole thing. He may show up. You never know. We're going to keep our eyes on it. The Anaheim sunshine might put him through to the other thing. So today, what we thought we'd get into is like cool stuff like this, like promotional stuff. So the Jays have announced their promotional schedule for the year. And I mean, there is some crazy, awesome stuff on it. Again, I shared this in the comments. So if you guys want to take a look at it and run down through it, we're just going to run through some of the cool ones. And I can't show it to you, but we're just going to talk about it. And you're just going to have to live with that.
Yeah, you have to use your imaginations.
Imagination. So some of the cool ones, just to highlight, like I think my favorite one is on April 11th, which is the Addison Barger couch T-shirt giveaway.
I don't know if they're just giving away the shirt that he wore on the couch.
Yeah, you know, it's a picture of him on David Schneider's futon on his computer. It's glorious. I mean, it's honestly, guys, you got to go check it out. It's so good. There's a SpongeBob specialty jersey on the 25th. Ernie Clement hockey jersey on the 27th. Some other cool stuff is the Naruto Blue Jays. I think that's some sort of,
I don't know what that is.
It's animated like that.
It's cute.
Craig
The
would know
jersey's
right
cute.
away. Yeah.
Cute.
There is, speaking of this, there is the Born Ready Vladdy bobblehead night on the 25th. Dylan Cease bobblehead giveaway. There's all kinds of fun stuff. Mr. Potato Head.
Okay, I'm excited. Get ready. The one that I'm most excited for is on day 2 after the home opener. Yeah, and it's just a hat.
Yeah,
it's just hat.
There's
I like a good hat. They're giving away an Okamoto T-shirt. We don't know what that's going to be yet, but I like a good hat or T-shirt on the nights where nobody shows up and you can just kind of swing in and get it.
There's a cool. It looks like a cool university on the university college night. That Jay's hat looks awesome
because you have to go with your university. And I've already done university, and I don't want to go back.
No. Oh, well, I mean, the good times are there. Like every time I go to Arizona, I usually ditch my family and go hang out at ASU at least for one night because
there we go.
You know, you got to live like you're 22 again for a little bit.
Might die.
They don't seem to care.
But yeah, I think we're gonna see some cool stuff coming out for the 50th. I hope we see more stuff coming out, retro stuff. There was a rumor they're dropping the red sleeveless jersey for Canada Day as a promo.
We saw that. That looked awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody put that into our Discord. If you're not following us or not part of our Discord, you should get on that because there's some really cool people in there that really know a lot about what's going on in the world of baseball and Blue Jays and all that stuff. Deeper than we know or than I know. And you know, speaking of one right there, there's Cullen right there. The inmates are running the asylum this week, and we couldn't be more correct. Excellent. So. Keep your eye out for that. Also, you know, if you guys see any of the 50th anniversary stuff out there or anything, we'd love to see it. Drop it into our socials. We want to be able to put it up there. I'm sure there's going to be some really cool stuff And of course, if anyone, because I'm not in Toronto, if anyone goes and they get the stuff and they want to just give it to me, I will gladly accept, or I will trade for one of our brand new Jaybird Watching t-shirts that we're going to start to give away over the next couple of weeks. Which we're all excited about, and I think that's pretty rad.
Sorry, just to speak more about our t-shirts, in the celebratory nature of all that is baseball giveaway t-shirts, did you only make them an XXXXXL?
I actually got them from that store that when you go to it, like the shirts go to your knees. They're regular shirt, but they go to your knees. Vladdy's baseball jersey, like extra extension for booty coverage.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
It's the right way to do it.
It's only polite.
Yeah, we'll have a variety of we're working on getting some more. Obviously, with our sponsor Jay Birdie, I'm not going to be able to drop that cool thing. I was going to get a piece of paper and hold it up like real budgie, but it's right up here. Jay Birdie Baseball. Go to the site. We're working on some collabs with them. We got I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. We've got some cool stuff coming from them as well. We'll get the shirts and some other cool, fun options. Craig and I are talking about some cool shirts for the website. So, if you're down, then keep watching. Yeah, and be down and keep down. Stay down like four flat tires. Four flat tires. So, I think Liz and I are only going to do about 30 minutes tonight. Not that we don't have a ton of stuff to talk about, but I think probably the main thing on everyone's mind right now is the World Baseball Classic. Now, Liz, we all know that the U.S. came basically one hit away.
What an ending that was. Wow.
Cinema. I mean,
cinema.
It was unbelievable, and we're sort of running up on potentially exactly the same.
Now, hold on. For those who were not there, the last at bat was Mike Trout with Shohei Ohtani pitching.
Yep.
Team USA versus Team Japan. It was bananas.
It was amazing. And Shohei didn't back down at all.
And they were playing on the same team, I think, just previously.
He hadn't been traded yet, I don't think. I think he was still an angel at that point. But Cullen will correct me if I'm incorrect with that stat. But I don't think he was a Dodger yet. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things to talk about from the last World Baseball Classic, other than the fact that it was absolutely just so charged with baseball fun. There were fights. There was incredible homers. There was homers that were robbed. There was
it was magical.
It had everything. And
everything.
The thing for me is that we finally got to see not only some of these these players, not only where they're from, but also talk about the weird ones like Lars Nootbaar being from Japan. Or
love that. Or his grandfather, having a grandparent from. But it's such a weird. I also enjoy that you'll see some really good baseball players and then a plumber who can just throw real fast all on the same team.
Yeah. I mean, it's, when the teams get I was kind of going through some of the teams and some of the long odds ones. And I think what you'll see from Australia is just what you said. Like, you've got guys who probably are playing, some guys that are playing some minor league ball. Yeah. I think they've got one major leaguer on the team, and the rest of the guys, I mean, there'll probably be a cricket player in there and maybe a dingo handler, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So if we quickly just, let's just take a quick second. I think, so if we start from the bottom, sort of working upwards, I think, the Czech Republic, Brazil, Chinese Taipei, and Nicaragua and Great Britain, who will feature Jazz Chisholm, if you can believe it.
And who will they not feature? Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't British enough, and he got. It's true. They couldn't prove his lineage, so he got booted from the team.
Yeah, there's a bunch of that too. It was interesting. I haven't done a ton of reading on the entire thing, and I think one of the things we should also talk about is, I find with the World Cup coming, and what the other thing that this creates is there's a temperature change down in the US right now. Puerto Rico may not be in the World Baseball Classic, which would be a detriment to the entire tournament. The discussion is around insurance, and it's also around a few other things. But do you think that there's genuinely some concern that if you do land on U.S. soil and you're playing in a tournament like this, you could potentially, be caught up and actually jailed based on.
I mean, here's my thing, Jason. If we're talking about that, it could be a possibility. That's spooky enough for me.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, it's
like
it's bizarre to me, and I know that like I know FIFA has already put their foot down about a few different things. I know that that the World Baseball Classic has put those things into place to make sure that there aren't any situations like that. But I mean, very, very scary when it comes right down to it. So, like with all due respect to the Czechs, the Brazilians, Chinese Taipei, who I happen to know one of the strength and conditioning coaches for, Dong Lin, who hopefully we can get him on the show one time.
Right on.
He's just so busy, it's hard to get him. Nicaragua and Great Britain. I mean, with all due respect, they're gonna they'll be punching bags for the first couple of rounds.
Apparently, the Bichette brothers are playing for Team Brazil.
Team Brazil, both Bichettes, yeah, which does, I mean, that will add a little bit of cred to them, but I don't think it's enough to sort of even get them.
No, they're not going to beat the Dominicans.
No, I don't think so. And then your sort of next group behind that is the Australians, Panama, Colombia, the Netherlands, and Israel. Actually, 4 teams out of that, you could say all 5, have all provided us with something in the World Baseball Classic that was cool or memorable or something. I think it's super interesting that like the team from Israel, that team has produced the Little League World Series has seen a team from Israel now twice back to back, which is super cool. So that means baseball is growing in parts of the world that are far away from us and disconnected from us. So we don't even see what's happening. But when you get, guys at the major league level who are playing and they start to shine a little bit of a better light on it. And I mean, it's like you said, like, Jazz or whoever said it, Cullen said it, Jazz Chisholm's from the Bahamas, but I mean, he's going to play for Great Britain. So as long as you've got some lineage that allows you to play for one of those, there's actually a couple of kids from North Vancouver here that are going to be playing for Great Britain this year as well, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Like, you've got like the Netherlands. Like, would you have ever thought Ozzie Albies, Xander Bogaerts, and Rafaela were going to be playing?
I love it. It's so fun. There's like, I know it's do this.
It's like an off-brand coach, like throw the sticks in the middle pick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's too bad about Freddie. Freddie was going to play for Team Canada, and he backed out.
He's on the list. He's on their team list.
No, he's off. Freddie's off.
Is he?
Yeah,
okay.
Freddie backed off. Something's going on with Freddie. Either he's in like health or something, but Freddie was like, he stepped off Team Canada.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the last I looked, and like I said, I was trying. The World Baseball Classic is like trying to find the Zapruder films. Like, I mean, I've been digging through, and every single website seems to list. That's why I was adding at the end of the list on the Blue Jays that are going. Yeah. So, I mean, I think so. Let's talk about who I consider to be I'd like you to pick a sleeper, and I'll pick a sleeper. Obviously, we can talk about the DR, Japan, and I'll read off the United States roster just for shits and gigs, so Bregman, Buxton, Corbin Carroll, Ernie Clement, PCA, Gunnar Henderson, Clay Holmes, Griffin Jacks, Aaron Judge, Clayton Kershaw, Brad Keller, Kyle Rowley, Kyle Schwarber, Paul Skeens, Scooble, Will Smith, Logan Webb, and Bobby Witt Jr. Like,
it's like when Mr. Burns reads off the Springfield Isotopes team. It's like that.
So good,
man. I think I always push for Mexico. I always push for Mexico.
I mean, and we got 2 Jays on Team Mexico. So if you want to quickly pivot, we can talk about the Jays that are going.
Well, hold on before we pivot.
Oh, you got to pick.
Mexico has the cutest outfit. Their uniform, their hats are sick. Their uniforms are sick, and I love cheering for Mexico. Anyway, let's pivot. So let's go.
So, I mean, if would they be your dark horse then?
Yeah.
All right. I think I can.
I don't even have a main. I just pick. Listen. I view World Baseball Classic very much like a child views any sports. You pick the coolest jersey, and that's what you do. That's what you do. I'm going for Mexico.
All right, so let's start there, and I would either go for Canada as my dark horse or Mexico. Those would be my 2 picks. Canada's probably got the deepest pitching and possibly the deepest lineup they've ever had this year, which will be so much fun to watch. But again, so obviously they've got Alejandro Kirk on Team Mexico. Our new addition, Cody Ponce, has actually been added to Team Mexico as far as their roster says. Ernie Clement, obviously, as I just said, will be playing for Team USA, which, I mean, it couldn't be cooler for him. And I don't know if you've seen, I feel like a lot of people don't know who Ernie Clement is. So the blurb on him on the MLB site is longer than anyone else's. And it hits on all these highlighted things. And one that I noticed is he has the highest barrel rate in the majors at 97%. So when he hits the ball, he barrels the ball 97% of the time he hits it, which is crazy to think about a guy who is not a household name, certainly outside of Toronto. I mean, people are starting to get to know him because he's handsome Jack and he's always smiling and he's always having a good time. I mean, Major League Baseball needs to get him and Bobby Witt and a few of these other cool, fun young guys together and Gunnar Henderson and start doing some stuff. Because when you start to watch old baseball stuff like with Maddox and Glavine and Mark McGuire and all that stuff, it was fun. And I feel like some of that is gone. But yeah, get on that MLB. There's another marketing dollar you owe to Jaybird watching here. Just, we're kicking it down the road. All right. So then we've got Vladdy. Vladdy is unfortunately not playing for Canada. I hope one time he does just for fun. He'll be playing for the DR. We've got for Canada, for Blue Jays, we have Adam Mako, who's a left-handed pitcher. Great pitcher. He's actually Slovakian, but he spent his whole life in Canada. His family lineage is Canadian as far as, I guess, far enough back that they can put him through. Nope. Jose Barrios is on Team Puerto Rico. And then there's a prospect that the Jays have. I'd like to try Hechavarria. So he turned down an offer by Cuba to go pitch so he could keep in the Jays system and keep working his way. He pitched in Vancouver a bit this year, in Dunedin a bit this year, had a really great season. And then there was a lot of almost mades. Like I know Andres Jimenez was a consideration, as was Santander for Venezuela. I forgot Kaz. Kaz made Japan, obviously. He'll be their starting third baseman. Yeyrod in Cuba. Leo Jimenez in Panama. Yimi Garcia for the DR. Dylan Cease, USA. Kevin Gausman, USA.
Is Jimmy back? Is Jimmy back? He's okay. He's
back.
He's...
I mean, I don't know about okay. He was in consideration. So Yeyrod is pitching for Cuba, but that runs down your Blue Jays. So I mean, I guess it begs the question: do you think that anyone is a miss from that list, or like I feel like Santander's a bit of a miss, but
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe Jimenez, like he's really good. At his defensive position. But I don't know. Maybe Santander. I don't know what's going on with him. Again, we don't know what's going on with him.
Kevin Gausman over Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
actually other guys other than Kevin Gausman that I would consider slotting in over allowing Kershaw to be the bat boy for Team USA.
How old is Kershaw?
He's old. He's like 38 or 39. Yeah. I have to check with the Googs on that, but
I remember hated to watch him pitch. He had this weird position. I don't know. It wasn't.
He's methodical and slow, and a lot of people don't love that. But I mean, he can certainly throw a curveball, and he can even tell you. Like, remember when he struck Vladdy out at the All-Star game? He was speaking loud enough that Vladdy could hear him. He's like, "I'm going to see what Will Smith calls." So he wants to go back to the curveball, throws it right by him, and it's like, if it's tumbling in at 86, it's 37 be 38 in March. So old as hell. That's you give up at that point. Like
you got to give up at that point.
Unless you're George Springer, then you start to accelerate. What
do you think is going to be going on with George this year?
I feel like George has one more good one in the tank. I don't think you could be in as good a shape or look as good as he did last year and have a significant drop off. If he can stay healthy, he might be one of those like super dark horses for the Jays this year. just, we've run down the sort of the lineup a number of different times, and I feel like, we just sort of, he fits in a number of different places, but we really need him to DH, and we really need him on the bench. We need him there. And I know that
he likes it. He likes the DH.
I know he does. Who wouldn't? Can you talk about a better gig other than maybe being bullpen catcher? Seriously. Yeah. But now I've heard that the Jays are considering tabling an offer to Chris Bassett as a reliever.
Oh, really?
Again, I think is a great idea.
Any news with our guy Max Scherzer?
No, he just kind of hiding in the bushes. I don't know where he lives in the off season, but if you see him, if anybody sees him, just cruising the streets of Connecticut or wherever the hell he lives, see if you can find out.
Get the gossip.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Jays were to add him as some sort of a pitching coach.
But you think he's done?
I don't think he's got. I mean, he's probably got enough gas in the tank to go maybe one more year, but I mean, I think you're really putting stress on an arm that doesn't necessarily need it. And if he wants to tear his shoulder out of the socket and keep going, I mean, I haven't seen him pushing. Nothing that I've seen out there has been like Max's agent is pushing to try and get him to anywhere. So I feel like I feel like it's one of those things where you just you get what you get, and that's what we're going to see from him, and maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. It's an interesting one with Max. I mean, it has been kind of interesting that we haven't heard a word, other than a little bit of grumbling sort of just after the season ended. But I still feel like there's room for him to be on the bench. I feel like he'd be a great coach.
Okay, also, it's the pitching roundup. What about Barrios? He's still on the team. No one's talking about him.
No, he's still a J.
That's the thing is we have too many guys.
Yeah, I know. This is what winning does, unfortunately. Winning, unfortunately, gives you too many guys. And so you either have to be like the Dodgers and put active MLB players on your farm team, or you run, at a deficit, which a lot of teams actually do. Like the Phillies don't have a great internal system. They have a few guys obviously coming up at all times, but they just don't have the bulk that some of the other teams do because they'd rather trade that talent away in some cases and pick stuff up. But I feel like, it goes in a million different directions. And I think we've started to see this with the NHL as well, where the American Hockey League teams used to sort of carry a couple of veterans just to be veterans. Yeah. And I just don't think that the roster sizes in any sport anymore afford you to carry those guys as active players. And that's why you see, like Edwin Encarnacion is the executive to the traveling secretary. Like, I mean, they make positions up for these guys to stick around. Not that Edwin could still be playing, but a guy like Max could be added on as a special.
Well, they did it with KK, right?
Right.
KK
exactly. And I mean, if it came down to it halfway through the season, could Max pitch or play? For sure. You could sign him if they added him as you'd have to drop somebody and all the rest of that stuff. Or do you sign him and have him play in a really limited capacity?
Sometimes.
Or fake he's on the long-term IR or one of those, one of those moves. But I mean, it's, I think that if they want him around, they'll make room for him. And hopefully they do. I've enjoyed, I've enjoyed my time with Max. I know why now where he's played, people have liked him. He's a scary, intense dude that wants to win baseball games.
I know. And apparently, so I was talking to somebody who had randomly ran into him outside the dome or in the dome. And they were like, we talked for a while. And like, if I would have stuck around, he would have kept talking to me about baseball. Super nice guy. Yeah.
He seems like Bassett strikes me as being similar, where if you got him going, he would just keep talking about baseball until you were done. And like, I got to go, dude. Like, I mean, I'm sure you do too. Like you're probably busier than me. Mike B checking in. Mikey, how's it going, buddy? Spring training is on the way. we've got some good shows coming up in the next little while, focusing on, well, I think what we'll probably do, Craig and I talked about this a little bit. We'll focus on hitting, we'll focus on pitching, we'll focus on the field in different episodes. We've got some special guests coming up that we will talk about at a later date. One confirmed today, which is a big one. Blue Jays fans, if you like dudes with their shirts off, you might want to tune in for that one, as Liz has can confirm. So yeah, I mean, it's, I think that what we're looking at right now is, I mean, I couldn't be more excited for the WBC. Like, I mean, it's...
And I'm pumped. WBC, I'm pumped. Spring training, I'm probably not going to watch it because of WBC. And, like, I don't get too excited because, like, this is the thing about spring training. When they win, I'm like, it doesn't count. When they lose, I'm like, the season's over. It's over. It's over. So I got to cool it out on my spring training.
Is that going to be your New Year's resolution, to cool it out on spring training results?
Yeah, although we won the golden grapefruit last year, which is a fake.
We did, which is always nice.
But I need to cool out. Like, this is the thing; it's a long season. I can't get burnt out before it even begins. I just can't. And also, it's not true. What happens in spring training? It's a testing zone. Remember how we felt about George Springer coming out of spring training? It wasn't real. He was just trying out some shit.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, as we discussed last week, one of the things with making small adjustments to your swing is that's what you're trying in spring training. Like, I mean, that's the time to try this stuff out, so that if you do come up against, somebody like Yusevich who throws like an unbelievable splitter, have you worked on something to change your stance for that kind of a hitter when you do a pitcher when you run into him? So, I don't ever take to any stock. That's why I think the WBC is cool, because we're invested in it and it actually means something. And so, like, the silly games they play in preseason that don't mean anything, they're great because you get to see some of these studs and you're like, wow, I hope this guy gets there, before too long, or we don't have to trade him or whatever. It is a bit heartbreaking to see them and then never see them again in some cases.
Well, I mean, that's where I first saw, I remember COVID one spring, and I was on my couch just like watching spring training, and that's where I saw a guy named Nathan Lucas. Like, there you go. And we had it back again, and he came back over and over. Yep. But that's how and he was old, and I thought he's never going to make it up, and he did, and we like him.
Don't tread on your dreams, kids. You can make it happen, even if you're. Make it happen. And I don't think he's as old as his beard makes him look. I think. No,
he's handsome. He's good looking guy, though. Back to my that. But I think that anyway. But I also like with the World Baseball Classic. We're seeing baseball in different cultures. You know what I mean? Like, the MLB is pretty buttoned up. It's gotten a little better in the last 10 years, but it's still pretty, And then you see the swagger of the Latin baseball teams, and you're like, yes, let's go.
Well, I mean, I also think that next, I think the discussion hopefully moves to, and I mean, they have some games down there, which is great. The fans go nuts. And, as we had, the hitting coach on last week, I mean, he was saying to us that even when they have just sessions, they have hundreds of people, thousands of people sometimes showing up to watch these kids play. And he's like, and then we'll go down the road and watch some kids that don't have shoes on hit 300-foot homers. And you're like, it's the coolest, it's the coolest thing. And I love that. I love that they get, we start to see more, we wouldn't know anything about those Japanese players without the World Baseball Classic. No. And I think one of the teams they'll focus on this year, because we're starting to see more of them come over into the majors. I think South Korea will get a lot of focus this year. I think Australia will get focus this year. Anything from sort of Central Europe will definitely get some focus this year, because there is professional baseball moving into all of these areas. And it's starting to become a thing where if you don't want to go to U.S. college, if you want to go somewhere else and try something else, you can go play in Europe and go to college there and play professional baseball, or go to Australia and play professional baseball. And you can still chase it, but it's a little bit different chase. It's moving out of that sort of college push to maybe looking at something that's more advantageous for the player, at least to be able to make some money, get an education, because that NIL money is never coming to a baseball player unless another Ohtani makes it through NC2A baseball. Not that he did, but So I don't know. I think
we're doing it. We're doing it. World Baseball. We're doing it.
I think we rang that cat out. What do you think?
I think so. There's a question for me about what is there a giveaway disclosed that I'm most looking forward to?
Oh.
And honestly, man, I love the Clement hockey jersey is pretty sick.
Yeah.
And I've gotten the Vladdy one, the City Connect one. I give him to my nephew. He's a 17-year-old big handsome guy. And I also enjoy because nothing fits me. Also, none of these giveaways mostly fit me. They do not fit me. So I like the hats. Like there's a nice looking hat there. And I also am pumped for the Barger Couch
That's
t-shirt.
awesome.
I love a good t-shirt giveaway. T-shirt.
We could even make one of those. I mean, there's nothing. That's certainly not a trademark.
It is not.
You know,
but like,
it is
there's
not
no
a trademark
thing. Back maybe 10 years ago, whenever our team was like in rebuild, so every like Tuesday night they just gave away a t-shirt and nobody was going. So I had like a Curtis Granderson t-shirt. Yep. I think there was like a Jan Harvest Solarte t-shirt. Like just like random ass player t-shirts that like, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't, and like, and there was supposed to be an Osuna t-shirt, but they had to cancel it the night before, or like maybe like the week before. Anyway, but I love a good just random ass t-shirt giveaway. So I don't know, I'm always like, I don't wait in line for things, and then I'm like, oh no, except for all of the giveaways. Listen, I will split work at like 3:00 on a Friday, and to go wait in line for like a salsa Blue Jays chip and dip salsa plate or some shit. Like I love a good stupid gimmick. If it's free, Rogers, I'm taking it from you.
Yeah, I've got friends that the only things they wear are promo stuff they've been given or won. So I mean, fill your boots as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's it.
Some of it I dig, like any of the jersey stuff, I think is super cool. My kids, we've gone to the Seas game whenever they're good giveaways like that.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not really into like the Hello Kitty cartoon stuff, but it's for kids. But that's for kids, and there's a room for that too.
I bet you none of those SpongeBob jerseys are in kid sizes. So
no, man, they're all
gigantic,
extra large, very large. Although listen, there's a Barbie bucket hat. I got my face. It's
pretty good too. Yeah. So like I said earlier, Ed, anybody fans of Jaybird watching, if you go to one of these events and you've got a bobblehead you don't want, send it our way. We'll take it. We'll make it up to you. We'll
true. Somebody mailed me a Barbie shirt. It was not in my size. It was 6 sizes too large. I don't know what I gave it to my nephew. He looked good in it. It's for the children. For the kids. For the children.
Yeah, Trick loves the kids.
Yeah.
You don't often get to reference Trick Daddy on a Wednesday afternoon, and I think that might be a pretty good way to end it.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Dad,
thanks for coming on this ride.
Yeah, we as Liz and I were saying earlier, it kind of felt like our parents were out and we were stealing from the liquor cabinet. But I think we had a winner. We had over 100 people on X. Thank you, everybody. I can't see all the rest of it. Again,
we're happy about it. We like it.
So we appreciate the fact that you guys tuned in, and keep in mind we've got some really good guests coming up, and we've got some really interesting stuff. Obviously, Craig's going to be down in spring training. I'm going to be down in Arizona, trying to get any kind of info or anything like that we can get. Still trying to get press passes from any.
I'm going ice fishing. Ice fishing will not be on the podcast, but I will be going ice fishing. So you guys have fun in your warm spots while I stand around by a hole.
A frozen hole, nonetheless. All right, Jays fans, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, check us out on all of our socials. Jaybird Watching. We have our own website. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's pretty cool. You can leave Liz a voicemail. Don't do anything weird. You can check us out on all of the others. If you leave us messages on there, we will answer them. We will try and get the guests that you want to hear. To quote a good friend of mine that is still fairly popular in the mainstream in Canada. Doot. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Jaybird Watching Podcast. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at BirdwatchingGC, and our YouTube channel. If you want to support the show and get extra content, please consider joining to our Patreon at patreon.com/birdwatchinggc. Go Jays, go.
Woo!